Hey everybody, welcome back to my book chat channel. It is Christmas Eve, December 24th. It is absolutely hard to believe that it's Christmas already. And I definitely want to extend a Merry Christmas to everybody out there. And I want to thank you all so much to those who have been supporting my channel and who are just watching this journey unfold. And I am so very grateful for that every day. And I hope everyone has just a wonderful holiday season and finds the positive and joy in whatever situation you might be in. So, with that being said, I'm going to quickly jump into the next book review from my last sneak peek that I had done some time ago. And the last one on that list was Midnight in the Pentagram. And this book is as I said before, it's a monster of a book. It is a combination of a bunch of short stories written by various authors, ranging from Stephanie Ellis to Todd Kingsley, or Kinsley, so hopefully I'm saying that properly, Tim Meyer, to a whole bunch of other ones. There are roughly 33 short stories in this collaboration, and so I will quickly read off the brief blurb on the back of the book, and then we'll go from there. And again, I think I failed to mention, but this is a book review for Silver Shamrock Publishing, and again, just extending a big thank you to them for allowing me to do this for them. Alright, so back to the book. As the clock's pendulum steadily counts down towards the midnight hour, the growing scent of brimstone hangs heavily in the air. The universal symbol of all that is evil, the pentagram or the inverted pentacle, has been carved into the hardwood floor. Its shape is often described as the goat of lust attacking the heavens with its horns during the witches' Sabbath. 5 obsidian candles flicker as the incantations begin. Who will be summoned during this unholy evening? Will it be... I'm not going to try and say those names. More demons, or maybe it'll be... there you go. Will it be demons, or maybe Lucifer himself? The roof timbers groan, stressed, plastered, drops to the floor. The demon approaches, holding its ancient grimoire filled with evil stories written in blood, and here they are. So, overall, I'm giving this book a 4 out of 5 stars. But there are quite the variety of stories in here. There is plenty of gore. There's some suspense, but most of it I'd say is gore. That being said, going through and reading every single short story, I kind of liked the idea of it. It kind of gives you a brief taste of the gore, so there isn't a ton of build-up behind it, which is both good and bad. But with gore, I like it short, quick, to the point. Here you go. If I'm looking for something a little bit more suspenseful, I would prefer, a full drawn-out story, but this worked for me for the amount of gore that's in this story, or this collaboration of stories, rather. But overall, I really rather enjoyed it. I thought that the stories were all written rather well. There were some in there that definitely made me laugh. I thought some were a little silly. I thought some were heartfelt. I thought there was just a very good wide variety of different types of stories in there. But again, they all had the same general theme of satanic rituals and witchcraft and all the kind of supernatural things that you would find in, Supernatural. There was lots to do with goats. I do find that funny. I know that people have done a lot of research into that, and the satanic cults and things had this thing with sacrificing goats and everything else, but it just kind of made me laugh a little bit, because I'd say every couple of stories the goat shows up again, so it's kind of an ongoing laugh for me anyway, and it kept things light for me. Part of me wanted to go back through and start counting all the different goat stories there were, just as a bit of humor, I guess. But no, there were definitely some stories in there that had a moral to them. Practical jokes gone wrong. Be sure who you're pulling a prank on, and really think about what you're doing before you do it. It could definitely go wrong in so many ways. So, again, overall, I felt this was a good collaboration of stories, and I think some of the stories that left me wanting a bit more, wanting to, you know, know more about the characters, the when, the why, the how. Some of it wasn't quite enough. Some of it was good, and short was better. Um, but yeah, there's definitely some stories in there that are not for the faint of heart. Um, some of them revolving around the death of children and animals. So there are definitely some stories in there with that. But they didn't go too crazy over the top with that. So it was bearable and something that I could get through. Um, yeah, so again, overall, it was good. Um, and if you are into gore and and you really enjoy, short stories and all the different types of um, horror stories that you can find in a book. I mean, this one touched upon a little bit of everything. There was possession, there was your exorcist, there was your um, different comparisons to witches and all the different religion pieces that go with it. Um, I even found one story in there that I kind of enjoyed, if only because um, it reminded me of a movie that I had seen, and before that movie, I hadn't seen or heard of the concept before. Um, I think the movie was called The Evil Eye, I think is what it was called. It had Jessica Alba in it as the main host. For those who don't know the movie, she was born with both sets of eyes in her vision, and then later on, through a freak accident, she ended up blind at a very young age, and then later on as an adult, she ends up with the opportunity to have an eye transplant done, and she ends up gaining her sight back. Problem is there was something about the eyes that she ended up getting that turned her life literally upside down. And that was the first concept of that type of thing that I had come across. And there is a version of that in this set of short stories. I did a similar idea, just I guess their own take on it. And I kind of enjoyed that just for something different. So there's definitely a little bit of something in there for everybody, for those again who enjoyed gore and a little bit of a horror story. So, yeah, I think I've rambled on long enough. So, again, thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. And I will be back soon with more book reviews, probably within the next week and going into the new year. So, again, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everybody.